Jake wiped the sweat from his forehead as he finished his shift at the coffee shop. His phone buzzed with a text from Sarah. "We need to talk." His heart sank. Those 4 words never meant anything good. They met at their favorite park bench. Sarah looked nervous, playing with her ring, the promise ring he'd saved 3 months to buy her. "Jake, I can't do this anymore," she said, not meeting his eyes. "Do what? Us?" Jake felt his world tilting. "I met someone else. Richard. He's different. He can give me things you can't." She finally looked at him, and he saw pity in her eyes. "I'm sorry, but I need more than working 2 jobs just to afford dinner at McDonald's." Jake stared at her. "So this is about money?" "It's about having a future, Jake. Richard owns 3 restaurants. He's taking me to Paris next month. When was the last time you could even afford to take me to a real restaurant?" The words hit like punches. Jake knew she was right about one thing. He was broke. But he'd thought their love was stronger than that. "I love you, Sarah." "I know you do. But love doesn't pay bills." She stood up, slipping off the promise ring and placing it on the bench. "Goodbye, Jake." He watched her walk away toward a black BMW where a man in an expensive suit waited. Richard put his arm around her and they drove off. Jake sat alone, holding the ring, feeling like the biggest fool in the world. 3 months later. Jake was coding in his tiny apartment when his phone rang. Unknown number. "Jake Morrison, this is David Chen from Apex Ventures. We've been watching your food delivery app. We want to meet." Jake's heart stopped. Apex Ventures was huge. They'd funded companies that were now worth billions. What? Quick Bite. Your algorithm is revolutionary. The way you've optimized delivery routes while cutting restaurant fees by 40%. Genius. Can you be in Silicon Valley tomorrow? Jake had built Quick Bite in his spare time using free coding tutorials and pure determination. He'd started it with 5 small restaurants who were tired of paying huge fees to other delivery apps. "Tomorrow? I work tomorrow." "Mr. Morrison, we're talking about a potential $100 million deal. I think your boss will understand." The meeting. Jake sat in a glass conference room that probably cost more than his annual rent. 5 investors in suits stared at him across a mahogany table. "Your app processed 2 million orders last month," David said. "That's insane growth for something you built in your bedroom." "I just wanted to help small restaurants," Jake replied honestly. "Well, you've done that and more. We're prepared to offer you $200 million for Quick Bite. Plus, we want you to stay on as CEO. Jake's mind went blank. $200 million? Cash. Today, if you sign right now. Jake thought about Sarah's words. Love doesn't pay bills. He thought about Richard's BMW, about Paris, about being called a fool for believing love was enough. "I'll sign," he said. 6 months later, the charity gala. Jake straightened his custom suit as he walked into the ballroom. The invitation had called him Tech Mogul Jake Morrison. Still felt weird to read. Since selling Quick Bite, he'd started 2 more companies. The business world couldn't get enough of the wonder kid who went from barista to billionaire in a year. "Jake, there you are." He turned to see Marcus Webb, another tech entrepreneur, walking over with champagne. "Heard you just bought that mansion in Beverly Hills. 50 million, right?" "Something like that." Jake sipped his drink. The house was actually ridiculous, 30 rooms he'd never use. But everyone expected him to live like a billionaire, so he did. "Oh, and Jake?" Marcus grinned. "There's someone here who's been asking about you all night." Jake's blood ran cold as he saw Sarah approaching. She wore a stunning red dress and looked exactly like the girl who'd broken his heart, but somehow desperate underneath the glamour. "Hi, Jake," she said softly. "You look incredible." "Sarah." His voice was ice. "What are you doing here?" I'm here alone, actually. Richard and I broke up months ago." "Sorry to hear that." "Are you? Because I heard you bought a house with 12 bedrooms. That's a lot of space for one person." Jake almost laughed. "Let me guess, you want to help fill those rooms?" Sarah's cheeks flushed. "I miss you, Jake. I made a terrible mistake. What we had was special. What we had was you leaving me for a richer man. I was young and stupid. I didn't know what I was throwing away." She stepped closer. "But I know now. I've been following your success, and I'm so proud of you. You did it, Jake. You became everything I knew you could be." "No," Jake said firmly. "I became everything you said I'd never be. There's a difference." "Please, just one coffee. Let me explain." "Explain what? That you're here because CNN called me a billionaire last week? That you suddenly remembered my phone number after ignoring me for a year?" Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "It's not about the money." "Then why are you here now? Why not when I was still making latte? The question hung in the air between them. Sarah opened her mouth, but no words came. That's what I thought, Jake said. Jake, wait, but he was already walking away. At the hotel bar, Jake sat alone, swirling his whiskey. The charity gala continued upstairs, but he'd had enough of fake smiles and people who wanted something from him. Tough night? He looked up to see a woman in jeans and a paint-stained sweater. She had kind eyes and didn't look like she belonged at a fancy hotel. You could say that. I'm Jake. Emma, I'm hiding from a work event upstairs. You? Same, actually. What kind of work makes you want to hide? I'm an art teacher. The school got invited to some charity thing, but honestly, I'm more comfortable with finger paints than champagne. Jake smiled, his first real smile all night. An art teacher? I know, not very glamorous. What about you? Let me guess. Finance? Tech, actually. Ah, well, at least you're not another cryptocurrency bro trying to explain blockchain to me. They talked for 2 hours. Emma didn't ask about his companies or his money. She wanted to know about his favorite movies, whether he preferred dogs or cats, if he'd ever tried painting. I should go, Emma said finally. Early morning with the kids tomorrow. Wait, Jake said. Would you like to have dinner sometime? Somewhere casual. Emma smiled. I'd like that, but fair warning. I'm a public school teacher. I split appetizers and think Olive Garden is fancy. Perfect, Jake said, meaning. The next morning, Jake woke up to 17 missed calls and 43 text messages, all from Sarah. The most recent one read, I saw you talking to that woman at the hotel bar. Please don't make another mistake. I'm the one who knows the real you. Jake stared at the message, then at Emma's number in his phone. The real him? Sarah had never known the real him. She'd known the broke version and wanted the rich version, but she'd never bothered to know the man in between. Jake deleted all of Sarah's messages and texted Emma, How about dinner tonight? I know a great little pizza place. Her response came back immediately. Perfect. Fair warning, though. I'm a messy eater. Jake laughed out loud. When was the last time anyone had warned him about being messy? Everyone else was too busy trying to impress him. He looked at the promise ring on his nightstand. He'd kept it as a reminder of what not to look for in people. But maybe it was time to stop looking backward. Jake picked up the ring and threw it in the trash. Some people came into your life to teach you what you didn't want. Others came to show you what you'd been missing all along. As Jake got ready for his date with Emma, he realized something. Being rich hadn't made him happy. But being free of people who only loved his money, that was priceless. Sarah could keep texting. He had pizza to eat and paint to get on his clothes. For the first time since that day on the park bench, Jake Morrison was exactly where he belonged.